Hello and welcome to the Christmas special Fully Charged episode. My name's Robert Llewellyn.
My name's Jonny Smith.
And we're very happy for you to join us here in front of the roaring log fire in our lovely fully charged rural headquarters. Anyway, cheers, and here's to Christmas 2017 and a happy 2018 in soon, next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In the words of the late John Lennon, so this is Christmas, and what have we done?
What have we done?
What have we? We've actually done quite a lot.
But we got to tell the truth. Renewables are clean and cheap. So do you know the way at all?
No.
Ridiculously expensive.
Sorry, Elon, but it's going to be worth it. You won't.
Have you been missold a PPI?
I've got one. Carol Vorderman likes some parents.
Oh my God, this is back on the road?
Because it doesn't need it. Because it's electric.
Look at that. The extractor fan on the shower.
Faraday pasta plane at Village Hall.
They're playing the Village Hall. We've got to go, man. We have done a lot. We have done a lot. I am having now difficulty in having a serious conversation. One, because Bridget, the dog down here, is wagging her tail. But I'm having trouble because I can't glance up at you and you're saying something serious, but you do have antlers and ears.
You do as well. And you've got
I keep forgetting.
And
I've got a jumper that's like that.
I'm flickering every time
You're getting, well, there might be. Yeah, maybe we should give a warning about this jumper in case it affects people.
I just want to say thank you ever so much for everyone viewing the show. And thank you to all the Patreons who subscribe to it and contribute. It's really helpful.
I think we could go as far as say it's essential.
It's a lifeline.
We wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for that.
No.
But it is brilliant, and I mean it has been an amazing year because I had to check back on the last year's Christmas special, which was predicting, I think rashly now, looking back, predicting rather a lot in the fact that there would be hundreds of electric car releases in 2017, with 150 miles range or 200 miles range. I mean, there have been some, but I think hundreds is probably a bit of an exaggeration.
Hundreds has not happened.
No.
Tens.
There's been some tens.
There's been some, but looking forward, there's going to be a lot in 2018.
Now there is going to be a lot in 2018.
That we've tasted in 2017
We have.
in concept form or pre-prod form. That we're going to actually get the real version of. So that's exciting. Model 3 Tesla.
Model 3 Tesla, which I have technically seen now.
But that's the thing.
But that's the thing, because I thought it was a Model S. So, which says two things. One, I'm incredibly stupid and not very observant. And two, the Model 3 looks quite like a Model S.
Yeah.
Which I'm very familiar with. The nose is
very,
identical.
very, very similar. Yeah.
Bridget, I love you.
This is not the time.
I'm
it's
so
Christmas
happy.
and all that. It's time for cheer.
She was worried that ear was a bit grubby.
The reason why I wasn't in Fully Charged Christmas Special last year is because I didn't work on Fully Charged last year.
I know, that
So it's my first year.
It is fantastic. And I want to say to you, Jonny, so does Bridget, don't we? We both want to say thank you very much for joining, because it's been amazing. It's quite difficult to focus.
Concentrate.
I do love you, Bridget, but this really might not be the absolute.
We don't plan this show particularly, as you might be able to. Yeah.
Very good. There you go. That's
I'm going to do that thing where you find the bit where the dog itches and its leg starts to go.
There she goes. There we go. Lovely. Good girl.
What have you done that's most memorable for 2017, Robert?
Had my ear washed by Bridget, which is fairly unpleasant. Without question, the I-Pace Jaguar. Having a ride in the I-Pace Jaguar, it was all covered up. It was a classic thing where it's still being developed, that car.
Yeah.
But the one thing that they finished is the interior, and they didn't want the press seeing the interior, so they covered it in black carpet beautifully, not like thrown a bit of carpet in, all cut and shaped. The only drawback was, which I didn't realise until we'd been driving for about half an hour, was the air conditioning had nowhere to air condition because all the vents
it's all
were
covered
closed.
in carpet. Yeah.
No, we had to have the windows closed because of the sound.
Yeah, of
so
course.
Once we'd finished, we opened the windows.
The Model 3, Tesla's almost experiencing being a victim of its own success.
Yeah.
It can't roll cars out quick enough.
No.
People are throwing money down and reserving, and he's unveiled the Roadster for 2020 or whatever. The articulated lorry, I can't call it a semi. That means something different to me.
Just wrong.
And then of course you've got Model 3, which is most relevant to us.
Yeah.
And the I-Pace is going to go head to head with that, I would say.
Yeah.
Which one's actually going to come out first, realistically? Because the I-Pace might actually come out first for right-hand drive.
No. The I-Pace will definitely be available in the UK a year, minimum of a year before the Model 3 is available.
Okay, and this is when the competition stumps up. And of course, Jag were the first mainstream manufacturer to sign up to Formula E.
Yes.
And they're doing this little side championship, the E-Trophy, with just I-Paces.
They are going to be awesome. So I saw the racing I-Pace, and it's got a wing on the back, which I think is essential.
It looks cool.
And it's got stickers.
Yeah.
And it's got wider tyres, and it's going to. They've hunkered it down. It's hunkered. It's
Hunkered.
hunkered down.
It's the only time you can use that, realistically.
It's hunkered down.
And then the EGT's coming out.
Yeah, so when does that start? Does that start next year then? Or?
Yeah, that's going to start, I think they want it to start like right in the middle of the year. Again, it's production, full-bodied cars, grid full of them.
Yeah.
They're going to be very, very close in terms of performance and the mods that you can do.
Right.
So there's just going to be lots of...
Argy-bargying.
You know how big that car is.
Yeah.
Imagine 20 of them trying to get around the first corner when the flag drops. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lots of panel damage. And that's entertaining. That's what makes motorsport entertaining because,
I love a bit of panel damage. That's what you want to see.
You're pretty good at it.
I can damage a panel along with the best of them.
Yeah. Your Model S isn't even in the championship and it has to stay.
It's not. It's only that side. It's the passenger front side has got a couple of... I'd call it... It's brushed against solid objects. That's what it's done.
Yeah.
It's not rammed them. It's brushed them. Are you removing your antlers?
No, I'm putting it back on because yours is...
on.
I feel like you're...
Well, I'm happy to take mine.
You're last man standing. I've got to back you up. I just can't look at the jumper.
So the thing that loads of people were predicting, I wasn't me predicting that, but they were predicting in 2015 was the imminent arrival of fully autonomous vehicles. Now I've just heard about a fully autonomous Bolt, the GM Bolt electric car. Well, and it all works, and everyone who's been in it is really impressed. But it uses
for the autonomous
to run the computers. There's a huge amount of computing power, so it reduces the range of a car that has a remarkable electric range, reduces it by about a quarter. And it's heavier because it's a lot of extra equipment that's packed into it to make it do that. So it's still, everyone's going, oh, it's ready now. It is ready. Technically it works in terms of the Nissan Leaf I went in that drove itself amazingly efficiently and safely.
Yeah.
But that had the whole back of that Leaf was jammed solid with lots of heavy computer equipment going. That car had about a 40-mile range, and that was a 40 kilowatt-hour Leaf that would normally do about 120.
I look forward to hearing feedback from viewers about the autonomous thing because I think some people are really embracing it.
Yeah.
And they're seeing where they will use it and where they won't. And other people are literally running away as fast as they can from it.
The two places I can see early adoption is nothing to do with private ownership, not people buying. They'll be so much more expensive to have a fully autonomous, capable Tesla Model S, for example, will cost the earth.
Yeah.
But a fleet might buy them.
Yeah.
So your Ubers and your Lyfts, I'd get behind that. So I don't own a car, but when I want one arrives, it just arrives from somewhere and it's fully charged and I get in it and I drive it and then I get out and it drives itself off and charges itself.
Yeah. Well, there's apparently a generation of people that aren't interested in ownership.
Yeah,
because obviously we're seeing
young people are much
it's a big
more
spike
sensible.
in PCP.
I think that
PCP a recreational drug. I've just got. It sounds like a drug.
It does sound like a drug.
Doesn't it?
It was used in the 70s in Vietnam.
Yes.
Guy was out of his head on PCP, man.
Yeah. Oh dear.
The thing that I remember people going on and on about at the tipping point of when electric cars would go mainstream.
Yeah.
And they haven't talked about that for like 18 months. Nobody's mentioned it. But in fact, electric cars have really been growing and become far more accepted in the general public perception.
Tax, company
the
car
tax
incentives.
stuff, all that stuff all. There's a lot of that to come.
Rimac,
and they've got another model coming out.
It's going to come out March, or it's going to be unveiled to us March 2018 at the Geneva Motor Show.
Right.
And it's going to be called the Concept 2. Rimac is mostly a technology company, isn't it now?
So the Jag has Rimac technology in it.
Yeah.
The E-Type conversion that had they'd worked with it Rimac. The Porsche that's supposed to come out next year. The
Mission
Porsche, Mission E.
Yes, yeah, and that's
with the 300. Now I did see that in Los Angeles. They had a Charge Point, I think the company's called, who make chargers, and they had a 350 kilowatt charger.
Yeah.
Which uses the same connectors, so CHAdeMO and CCS, but it can deliver 350 kilowatts, which I just went,
I was going to say, what's the
supercharger
supercharger?
is 150.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
mean, they never are quite 150. The most I've had was 142, because it tells you on the dash in the Tesla in Germany. That was the biggest
I remember you
wallop,
doing
and
that.
that was like 550 miles range in an hour. 350 is just unimaginable.
Yeah,
and that is megawatts of power needed to run that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, in theory, if for instance the new Nissan Leaf 40 kilowatt hours could use that charger, it would charge in about 9 minutes. It depends how that power is. You've got to have batteries to back it up. Which is what they're doing. I mean, that is already happening. So
Of course.
we'll see
Other
some of that.
news: Australian battery farm.
Australian battery farm, South Australia.
Famous
It's on a big wind farm, a very big wind farm, which I've seen from the air a couple of years ago. It's huge.
Is it?
It's out in the desert, but it's always windy.
So we thought we're going to just sum up a couple of episodes which have been filmed of Fully Charged that me and Robert have done, but haven't gone out to you guys yet. So I've driven Volkswagen's ID Buzz, which is the futuristic ID platformed. Basically, it's a split-screen surf camper for year 2019. And the other ID series, which is VW's all-new EV platform. Exciting. That's coming up. What else is coming up?
Well, the I-Pace Jaguar, the kind of sneak preview of that, but it's quite detailed, and there's a lot of stuff about the engineering behind it. That's very exciting. The plug-in hybrid Range Rover.
Yeah. So full-size range.
Full-size Range Rover. So for someone who's been a critic of the concept of the large SUV and particularly the Range Rover, I felt a bit guilty when I got in one and went, oh, it's really nice to drive. They're so stupidly comfortable. That's the weird thing about them.
It's the magic carpet thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you give it a bit of welly in full electric mode, it's the same as the Range Rover Sport. I mean, it shifts. Wow. I almost rear-ended the camera car in front when I was coming up a ramp from the car park.
If our insurance company was watching, it was so far away.
It was
from being
Jaguar's
collision.
insurance company.
It was ever so far.
But it was just that thing where I didn't know. I literally just got in it. We went up a ramp out of the car park in Los Angeles, and the camera car stopped at the top.
My goodness.
And I just went, I'm on a hill. Do I need to do a hill? I've
give it
never
a
driven
quick
it. I gave it a little dab. It just lurched up. It was like a fit animal.
It's good to see this shift, though. Because even if these people don't become pure EV enthusiasts, they get to taste the torque.
Yes.
And the silent delivery.
Yeah.
And although we haven't driven it and it isn't out yet, I was just reading about Rolls-Royce.
Yes.
Announcing that their new Phantom, which has just been launched in the last month or so.
It's a sensible family runabout.
Sensible family car, petrol, four-door. They are not going to make a hybrid version, but they are going to make a full
electric.
EV.
Fantastic bit of news.
I've been harping on about this to anyone that will listen for years. Rolls-Royce, the ultimate silent magic carpet ride. It needs to be EV. It makes total sense. Audi Luna Quattro.
The Audi Luna Quattro. You've got to watch that one. That's amazing.
I get to drive a buggy which is going to be on the moon in about a year.
Right.
In fact, it will be a year.
It'll be
Could
there.
be just under a year. End of 2018.
It'll actually be tootling around the moon this time next year.
And I drove it with a tablet.
Wow. De Norwig. It's not a car. Yeah, the new De Norwig. My God, that uses a lot of electricity.
I'd quite like it to be like the DeLorean, but
it's quite a good name, actually.
The De Norwig.
So what do you drive now? But I'm driving the De Norwig D1.
Yeah.
8.8 gigawatts, because that's what that chucks out. So that's the big hollow mountain in Wales, which was amazing to see, like proper big scale. It's actually 80s engineering. It's not new. It's been there a long time, but it's a pumped storage power plant. But it's just on such a monstrous scale. It's really like, you need to be sort of under arrest by lots of badly dressed baddies who take you in this, because you're in a mountain, like literally in the middle of the mountain. And the size of this room they've hollowed out of it is huge. I mean, you could park 747s in it. It's enormous.
Wow.
And that's got all the turbines and one of them was running, because it doesn't run all the time, but one of them was, and it's just, when you see something of that scale, made of metal, spinning at 5,000 RPM, and you go, oh my God, and it's water that's coming down the mountain that's spinning
just knocking it.
Yeah.
What was the other thing we need to talk about?
Thing, I can't remember. Well, I have a lovely a winter solstice break. I love saying that for vegans.
One of my favourite Christmas songs.
All right.
Ring Out Ye Winter Solstice Bells by Jethro Tull.
Jethro can, in my book, Jethro can do no wrong. I mean, you can stand on one leg and play a flute.
I was going to say, any Christmas song where there's an echo flute solo.
Now it's a song.
Good drumming too.
Oh, brilliant
tight.
drumming.
They were a
Yeah.
tight band.
They were very
Tull.
tight. I saw them at Oxford Town Hall. Yeah, in the 70s. I think possibly backed by Faraday Past.
I was tempted to bring in a band for this Christmas special. Unfortunately, we didn't have the budget. We wanted to spend the budget on something much, much more relevant.
Yeah. To round up, it's just been an amazing year for Fully Charged. Actually, that's one of those stats I did last year. So last year it grew from sort of 40,000 subscribers to 120.
Did it?
This year it's grown from 120 to very close to 250, which is pretty amazing. And we're now doing around 2 million views a month, which is amazing.
That's
And
fantastic.
we're trying to put out more episodes so that we do we're 6 to 8 a month.
Which is a big ask, but
it is a lot of work. It's surprising because you think,
Yeah.
well, just do more episodes. I
Yeah.
get told that sometimes.
Well, it's becoming more
It's
mainstream.
becoming more mainstream, which is really good.
Yeah.
And we really want to keep it going in the format it is now. Obviously, developing it and making it more, covering more topics, doing more stuff.
Yeah.
But not doing. Well, lots of people say, why isn't it on the BBC? There's lots of reasons why it's not on the BBC. One of them is that we're sitting here with stupid bloody antlers on our heads, waffling like idiots, and there's no one in a suit telling us that we're not doing the right format.
No, it's not true. It's
which
true.
is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
But
great for us.
to that end, if anyone has any ideas for content for
Yeah.
new Fully Charged shows, if you own a company that's got some interesting technology going on, or a vehicle that we know, or in fact any kind of vehicle,
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a car, it can be boats, planes.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. Bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, e-bikes. Do get in touch. We've got. Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Fully Charged Live.
That's very exciting next year.
So 2018, there will be a Fully Charged Live.
Fully Charged Live at
Yeah.
Silverstone. We're hoping that we're going to be running electric minibus and electric taxis from the nearby stations, which I think are Brackley and
Toaster. Yeah.
which
yeah.
are really easy on main lines from London.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that works because it's going to be amazing, the stuff we've got there, and then people are coming to show their products and the talks we're going to have. And
it's not just cars. Just
Not
bear
just
that in
cars,
mind.
no.
It's all the things to do with
the renewables, the new
renewable-
energy market,
Exactly.
microgrids, batteries, solar panel, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He's
very
basically,
exciting.
it's like Kevin McLeod with Grand Designs, but it's him and it's called Fully Charged Live. I'll be there as well.
But a little bit smaller than Kevin McLeod, and also he really knows about buildings, and I've seen some cars. But Jonny will be there, and he knows about cars.
I won't
So
be
that's
looking like this.
good. Maybe we should.
Maybe I will. Oh, before we go,
Yeah.
we've got some news. Do you remember the Tesla Model S shooting brake
yeah, oh God, yeah.
that we did a thing on,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
quite popular, I think?
Very popular. Yeah.
Well, apparently, someone else is really interested in that car. But I'm just going to show you a piece of footage which had been sent by
That's
Q
right.
West.
Of course, they've sent us this footage.
This
This
is
is exclusive.
Yeah, and somewhat alarming. Have a look at this.
Oh, what a shame. That's how she loved
She
it.
could
She
not
absolutely
give
loved it.
a
That's,
shit.
that's Bridget laughing. She thought it was hysterical.
Happy
Anyway,
Christmas to all of you.
Yeah, happy Christmas to all of you. Happy New Year. Have a wonderful 2018. Wishing you all the best. Thank you very much for your support of Fully Charged in the last year.
Yeah.
Let's hope it continues because we've got loads of shows to come that we've already made and loads we're doing next year, which is very exciting.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's it. If you have been, thank you for watching.
I think it's an awkward freeze frame. And then Robert goes, "Is that enough?" And we go, "Yeah, I think so."
Is that enough, do you think?